underneath the books slash binder where the radio system was and everything else. And I organized this circle rack where there's my PlayStation 2 games, and then I have some of the PS3 games on top of them. I have my Wii games. My Wii games take half of the rack, and then the rest was my GameCube games. And then I have an entire row of PS3 games with the filling it up, more or less, which I can add like 2 more cases to it, which I'm going to do that right now. And fill that entire side up, so it's there. And yeah. So let's see. Stupid slime. I'm trying to get wood. I think. I can't remember. This video, it looks so choppy. I think it's just because the Windows video player that I'm using. Yeah, Windows Media Player. I think it's just because it's bugging out for some odd reason. I'm over halfway, and stupid slime, get out of here. Out. Thank you. Get some copper, let's a healing potions, and some silver coins. So, more or less, today is January 30th, Thursday. Took me a minute. Tomorrow's Friday, so yeah, this video was recorded before Christmas, and I'm just now redoing over it because it's old. Oh, there's also something else I need to talk about while I'm talking about it, even though I'm already into the second video of this session. Oh well, we can settle this out later. Ow, my fingers. But with the reason why I had a delay is because stuff was going on. I had a breakup with a girlfriend because she thought I was going to cheat on her, and accused me of doing it with one of my exes from a long time ago, back when I was a sophomore in school, when she was like 8th grade. Yeah, when she was in 8th grade. The girl that I dated anyway was in 8th grade by the time I was in sophomore year. 10th grade. So yeah. I need something to drink. And then that whole spiel went over. And then Christmas came around. I just did my wire like I had hair. But yeah, Christmas came around. Got busy with that. Getting around Christmas stuff with my niece. My newborn niece that came around October. I think I talked about it. Can't remember. And I got the 2DS with Pokemon Y installed. I already beat it by this point. And just training my Pokemon. Still waiting to get black and whites. Where I can need someone to make a server. Okay. I can't remember if. Oops, sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. But I can't remember if pop filter. I still can't remember if Pokebank makes it where you can store Pokemon in, and then take them out. So, for your newer games. But I think that's what I'm waiting for, so I can get all my black and white version. Now black and white 2. Sadly enough, I didn't get. I heard it was pretty fun, but I'm somewhat watched a live stream of a guy doing the Japanese version. So, yeah, there's that. So I just stayed with my white version with Zekrom and had all my Pokemon from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, just the generation thing. So because I only had Soul Silver, and Diamond from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I had all those Pokemon, all really good Pokemon, not gonna lie. And I was going to transfer them over to my Pokemon Y. But when I looked at my 2DS, because my DSi XL has the 3DS transfer kit installed, so I can transfer stuff like apps, whatever I bought, onto the 3DS. I think it also works with the 2DS. I don't say I'm always right. No, I'm not. I am like 5% right now out of 95. So I think I'm 95% wrong with this. So whenever I was trying to like get my DS, dang it, I keep doing that. Whenever I was trying to transfer my apps, because there's a I know there's Soda 4 Swords anniversary that was free on the DSi shop at the time whenever I did get it. And I got it. And I was like, yes! Because that was my very first Zelda game I ever owned. Not going to lie. Then I got little transfers, and then I got more stuff into Zelda and everything else. And I made me a shoe. Oh, this chest plate. And because I think that was the only thing I needed to transfer, because I think that's the only app that I wanted to transfer over to my 2DS. So I was like trying to mess around with it, try to get it where I can like send over applications over to my 2DS. And for some weird reason, I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I might be looking up a video later on whenever I feel like it. But yeah, I might look up a video later about it. Hopefully, whenever I get the courage. Well, the courage, as in me not being super freaking lazy, to do it. And since I'm trying to work with that out, how much longer do I have? I have 22 minutes in. And this is a completely another story, but it goes with the Christmas story with me getting all these items. I also got, before I go to that one, I also got a lot of shirts that I could not wear at all because of the fabric. And it it's kept itching me, and people know what I'm trying to talk about. If you don't, then I can't help you there. I can't help you try to feel what I have felt. But when you wear like certain type of clothing, you feel fine. You like, yeah, I can wear this. But then there's that other type of fabric or clothing that's like thin or something that feels thin, or silk. And then when you try to wear it on, it's like, oh, I can wear this. It feels good. And then like after a couple of moments, I don't know, I would say minutes or seconds or hours, but depends on the person. So I said moments, that person's moments. And it starts like itching you, it's like aggravating you to all heaven. No, not to heaven, but to the nether, in nice terms. It's aggravating you all the way to the nether. It's like just trying to, it feels like it's tearing you apart. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. But that's what it feels like. So I'm like, no, I can't do this. So I had to yank it off, and I tried all the shirts on, and I had like 8 or 10 shirts that was the same fabric, but somewhat felt different in some ways. And there was a lot of shirts I really wanted to wear them, but I couldn't. Just freaking felt weird, so I gave them all to my sister. So my sister's wearing them, not having a problem with them. Like, I can't help it, I have different skin tone, I guess, or something like that. I'm like, okay. So, and within the Christmas time, my grandmother, I think I mentioned her on a good couple of my videos, but she was doing bad with dementia for the past 6 months beforehand. And then she just, at Christmas time, she was the best I've ever seen her in except for when she came with us to my sister's graduation vacation down in Cancun. But other than that, then like as soon as Christmas Eve was over, that's when I opened presents. Yeah, that's family tradition. Then around that time, like after Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, she just started going really, really weak. So she got her cane out. Started using it to walk around. I thought, okay, I was wrong. My legs just starting, okay. And then 2 days afterwards, she pulled out her walker, and she was using it to walk around, try to get around the house, and you could physically see her legs, or her in general, just shaking up a storm, like she's struggling, just trying to stay up. Then she fell about 3 times, and we had to send her off to the hospital and figure out what was wrong. Didn't seem like nothing was wrong. Just doctor told us she pulled a muscle. So that's what we thought. That's why she couldn't really do much. So we got her a brand new bed in there that will adjust if you have a crank for it. And we had guardrails, so she won't like roll over out of the bed if she's like falls asleep. So the doctor told the family to keep her in bed, that she's not supposed to be out of bed. So my mom also got her old porta potty that has like a little bucket where she can just my mom would go in there, or my dad will, or both of them will go help her onto the toilet and then use the toilet and then get off. But then I was at that point where she fell out of the bed because she made herself fall out of the bed a good couple times. Then my mom hurt herself, and then everything. Then she couldn't lift up my grandmother anymore. So we had to wait so if she fell on the floor, we had to leave her in the floor until my dad came home. And then my mom got diapers, like grown up diapers for her, so she didn't have to use the bathroom, and just like every now and then just change her diaper like a baby. And then she starts hallucinating, saying that there's a guy, a man, a woman, a little boy, and a little girl, all in her room, one freezing, and everything else, and a good couple, and then saying that she's always freezing, even though her room was burning up, and everything else. And then I think this is like her final night. She started complaining that the ceiling was leaking, like it was raining, and then we had a bad ceiling, and it was just going straight through the fifth ceiling and falling onto her. And it was like, the roof's not leaking, Mama. Everything else. And then I couldn't take it anymore because I had school and everything else. So I had to move from my room. My bedroom was like across from the hall from my mama's room, and so was my game room. It was like straight right there to her room, across from her room. So I had to pick up my stuff and go to bed go in my mom's room and sleep for the night because I couldn't handle it anymore. I had to get my sleep for school. Then the next day after I came home from school, like she was somewhat fine and everything else, and then the weekend came, and then she was just like staring off into space. We didn't know what was wrong, and we thought it was a stroke, so we called the ambulance. This is the second time we called the ambulance, and dang it, ow, that time I punched the keyboard slider. And then we sent her off to the hospital because she wasn't like responding that much. She was like, she couldn't lift her left arm at all. She only did her right arm, everything else. So we sent her off to the hospital. I had to stay in my room because my dog and my sister's dog, but it was mostly because of my sister's dog, because my sister's dog barks like no tomorrow for like no apparent reason. She doesn't does anything. She just barks and becomes annoying. and would get under your feet and try to make you fall. So we had to lock her in my room. So I was holding her and kind of making sure she doesn't bark and become like a nuisance. So it doesn't like disturb like the ambulance people that would come and disturb like the family trying to like get everything together. And then when she was at the hospital, she was responding and everything else. And then they upped her dosage of seizure medicine. She just lay there, not responding. And then I finally went up there whenever I could, because I wasn't going to school at all. So I was like, I'll go with you, Mama, to see Grandma and everything else. Finally, I went to go up there with my mom and my sister. I was literally trying not to cry, but it didn't help. Just seeing how she was just moaning in pain. Looked like she was in pain. Didn't respond to anything. Couldn't really open her eyes. And then 2 Saturdays ago, it was that night. Well, Saturday night / Sunday morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, around that time. My aunt and my mom was up there. Her eyes was glazed, so it was like a bad thing. So my mom made sure she was comfortable. Took her off the heart sensor. Feeding tube was out. Breathing also out. She was just sitting there breathing, like everything else. Make sure it was still there, sort of. But and everything else. And then she died. So the entire last week was funeral days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I didn't go to school last week until this week. This is also going to be the end of the episode. I'm sorry, this is the somewhat depressing part. I will go into more detail in the next Let's Retry Terraria. I'll see you guys later. So depressing.